Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Wow.
Every time I see the Jimbo fan, I'm just like, oh, wow. Hello. That's right. Hello, and welcome to The Cup, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality, and you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm Logan Murphy, say something gay. I'm currently drinking the end of my sparkling lemonade, so for most of this podcast, I'll just be drinking water because hydration is important.
And I'm David Healy, and I don't have a cute intro, but I do have a cute shirt. And I am wearing a shirt that says, I love that drink.
I love that drink.
Yes, I'm wearing my brand new Jessica Wilde shirt. Yes. And you may notice I'm in a different background today. That's because I am podcasting in Kentucky, where I'm visiting my sister, and I'm in her bathroom. So, yep, I'll be here all day. And
we gotta get the good audio somehow.
Right, exactly. Without dogs interrupting. I'm drinking water.
Love it. And hello. I am Lana, your resident diva. I'm here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink that tea because you know I love me some tea. Purr. And if you have some tea, you know what to do. Hit me up. I am drinking Strawberry Sunkiss. She is back. Because I love her. But I'm not drinking it out of my cup mug because it's in a bottle. But cup mug.
Mine's in Missouri.
Well,
no excuses.
No excuses, but no.
We ship internationally, David.
Oops.
Even though you are still in the U.S.
We ship over the border and across state lines, period. But she might not travel well, so I understand, David. I
haven't traveled with her yet, so I'm not.
I don't travel with her either because she stays here so she can be very kept. But if you want to get you a cup mug, because all three of us have one, and you want to be like us, and you want to get you one, go to LanaG'sCreations.etsy.com, get you your cup mug. And like we said, we do ship internationally. So yeah, there are no excuses. I see you down there in Brazil. No excuses. Period.
It is episode 2, Drag Race Brasil.
Woo-hoo,
come to Brazil. And this episode was kind of a carbon copy of the last one, and I kind of feel very similarly about it, and I'm ready for it not to be a music video challenge anymore.
I agree. But I still am loving this cast. So
yes, the cast is fantastic. So yeah, we did not talk about the entrance looks of these 6 fabulous queens in last week's episode. So we are going to talk about the entrances for group 2, the performance, the runways, and then obviously all of the results that happened all at once.
So I think we should just jump right into the entrance looks.
I agree, Lana.
Period.
So I guess we're technically still talking about episode 1.
We are still kind of, sort of, maybe talking about episode 1 of Drag Race Brasil. But yes, entrance looks, part 2, Electric Boogaloo. Starting with Shannon Skarllet, baby.
Fly girl, hip hop queen, work of art, graffiti on the wall. Like, I loved it.
I agree. This was not what I was expecting from her. I think based on the very limited knowledge of what we had of her and the very few pictures we had from her Instagram, I was thinking she was going to be kind of an old soul. And in fact, I thought she was older than 26. So when she said that, I was like, oh, really, girl?
Me
But
too.
here she looks 26. She looks youthful and energetic. I'm really liking what I'm seeing from her. So I think this is a great look. And it's the perfect way to start out the entrances here.
I loved all of the graffiti that was happening on this. And the back, I couldn't get a good shot of the back because she just kept turning so much. But the back of this garment with all the graffiti on it, you know that was hand painted too. And like all of that looks hand painted. And I love it. I love that we have the bikini then with the string over the little, like, I can't call that a skirt. The piece of fabric around her waist.
It's a skirt, right? It's
a
a
mini.
mini.
It's a
mini.
micro mini. It's a micro mini.
No, I don't even think we could call it that. Really, it doesn't not cover the puswacha.
It doesn't have to. She's wearing bottoms. She's wearing a bikini,
Okay,
so
but
it's a cover up.
But that's like 4 inches across at most.
It looks like it rid up a little bit because you do see the fold there. So.
And she pulled it down once we started.
Yeah.
Once she started,
True.
So it is a micro mini.
Go micro mini.
Mm-hmm.
But I do love that. I love that everything matched, and then you just had the solid black bikini happening because I really liked that contrast. The hair, so good.
I love the boots. Good. I love the boots.
The boots are great.
That was great.
Scores.
Are we starting with David or me?
Let's start with Lana.
You do it.
Okay. Well, I love it. So I'm going to give this a 95.
I'm going to give it a very solid 79.
I'm going to give this a 93.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, Rubi Ocean.
I like this.
I love it.
I was very impressed with Rubi with this look. I was like, this is a solid entrance look. It's not, I mean, it's not over the top. It's very cute. I think it's a little more than, walking around the club kind of outfit. It could be a performance. It's a little more than that, but it's not like over the top, like full, dragged out kind of look. I love the head, the how she made those beads as the wig part of her hair. It's kind of give me the drag aspect that I want, but to make the outfit not so simple. I kind of dig it. Like, I would rock that outfit if I had her body to rock that outfit. I would rock it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just gonna say it. This is my favorite entrance look from Group 2. This is giving me like that she's the fashion girl. Like, I could see this on like a Fenty runway. Like, I just really love the style. It feels very youthful once again, and that gold hair, the gold chain hair, is everything. I love that so much. And she's kind of giving me like Angel from Rent a little bit too. And that's consistent throughout the episode too. Like, she's my Angel girl. But I really like this a lot. I think she looks so modern. So I love it.
What I love about this is it takes 2 different fabrics that I wouldn't have ever really put these 2 things together, and yet somehow it's fashionable, it's fashion forward, it's chic. I love the way that the straps cross, almost like harness-like. I love that it's
You would love a harness.
I sure do. I sure do. I love that not everything is like, it's not 100% like one side is yellow, one side is print. I love that it's like kind of mixing and matching, and it's so good. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. Where's my banner? Hold on. Ooh, Lana, I'm gonna need you to lean today because she did what needed to be done with this entrance. Period. And also, oh my God, it's pants. So
it is.
Yeah, pants.
Scores.
I would give this a 95.
It's gonna be an 83 for me.
It's gonna be full for me. that wig just did it over the top for me. So next up, Tristan Soledade, as I learned how to say her name from Greg, because Greg kept like accent Soledade. Tristan Soledade.
Soledade. I wasn't fully sold on this outfit, this look. But I don't hate it. That's the thing. I'm not like, this is the grossest thing ever. I just don't know if I really like it. It's interesting with the two different fabrics, and I think that's just Tristan's, way, and how it's going to show how interesting she's going to be this season for me. But I don't hate it. I just don't love it. Yeah.
That's fair. I kind of feel like Tristan for me this episode was what Aquarella was in the first episode. Like, protect her at all costs. I love her, but there were some flaws. So yeah, this entrance look was not my favorite of this group. I do think it could have used some major tailoring to fit her better. It's very loose, especially on the top. Things are folding over in the front. But I do
think that's
like
on purpose.
Concept. Okay, well,
I don't think it's on purpose.
I think it's on purpose because
the folding over.
Not on purpose.
Yeah, I think the folding over is on purpose.
Are you talking about the folding over of the corset or the bunching of the
folding over of the corset?
I think it was supposed to jet out, not like one side drooping.
I think it was supposed to be like
asymmetrical. Yeah.
Right, like this is down and this is up. Maybe kind of because it's her weird aesthetic that she's
okay. Well, if that was
or
her choice,
rotting, wilting flower, because I feel like the black part might be the wilting, rotting part. I don't know. That's just me. You might not agree. I don't
know. Here's what Lana's saying, and here's what Lana's doing. She's reaching. She's reaching.
I am protecting Tristan at all costs.
Exactly. You're doing what I want to do, but I'm failing at. I'm not protecting. But there are things I like the concept behind it, and I like the like strings of bead around her face. I think those are good, but overall, it didn't quite work for me.
I'm gonna start by saying that I really enjoy Tristan as a human. I think their drag is something that I'm very happy to see on this show. I don't like this garment because you can tell from the front, the like chain hair piece looks good, but from the back, when she turned, it kind of looked a little messed up. That black vinyl bodysuit situation does not fit her in any of the ways that anything ever should. The corset, I think the corset is fine. I wouldn't have drooped it over personally, but that's just me. The skirt was fine, but boring. The makeup is great. The makeup is great.
Congrats on the makeup, Tristan.
Score.
For me, I will give it a 53.
Okay, I gave it a 58.
I'm going to give it a 56.
Not me giving her the lowest score.
I know. I didn't expect
and I'm the one that protected her the most, Y'all trying to
Where were you when she needed you during the scoring?
I don't know what happened. I thought y'all was way lower than me. That's ridiculous.
No. Hellena Maldita.
What do you think, Lana? What do you think?
What do I think? I like parts of it. Of course, I love the purple. It's purple. It's beautiful. I don't know if I like the things up the leg. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't think it's necessary. I think the dress without it would have been perfectly fine, but I guess it goes with the headpiece and the the gloves tie into that part of the dress. I'm not a fan of that going up the one leg and then that other thing going up the other leg, but it's fine. It's fine.
Hmm. I think it's more than fine. I think it looks very good on her. I really like these neon greens with those like really cool dark colors, like that blue. It really makes it pop. Like for me, this is what I think of when I think of like Brazilian drag. At least the colors, like that just is not something we get a lot in the United States. It just really pops to me. I think she looks great. I love her skin with that neon as well, and that wig is so cool. I really like that. It's like this works for me. I think she is a strong contender in this competition, so I love it.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this as well. I don't see the blue that you're talking about, David. Everything for me is purple.
Okay, well, it might be my computer screen then. It looks like a royal blue tool around there.
It's all
It looks
purple.
purple to me.
Hmm.
It looks like Lana hair purple. That's the purple I would designate.
Well, right now on my computer screen, Lana's hair looks royal blue.
Well, that's
Wow,
good.
that's good because it's very purple.
Lovely. It's very purple.
It's very purple.
No, I love this purple and this neon green against her skin. Oh, so good. I love Hellena. I thought she really succeeded throughout this whole episode. For me. For me. But yeah, I really enjoy it. I love that the sunglasses too kind of look like eyes of like a monster or something. I'm like, I don't know if that's intentional, but
I was
kinda
wondering
like
that too.
So I really enjoy it. Scores.
I would give it a. I would give it an 80.
Okay. Well, first of all, let me say at least I didn't say it looked rust colored. If you know, you know.
Mhm.
I gave this an 80 as well.
I'm gonna give this a 90.
Good.
Yes.
Great.
Dallas, DeVille.
This is what I expected from Dallas. Honestly, this look was what I expected from Dallas from seeing her Instagram and everything and the picture. Like this plastic wig ponytail type deal. She does that. This very shiny bodysuit or what pieces of bodysuit put together. I don't know. It's very what I expected because it's like futuristic club kid type of, and that's what Dallas does. So I expected this. She gave it to me, and I'm not mad at it. I kind of live for it. She looks good. Yeah, I live.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's always good to come in with your entrance look and really show off your brand, show us what to expect from you, and she did that. She really nailed this. The wig is everything. Like those braids that kind of remind me of oh my gosh, I can't think of the word. The little thing that has like lights going through them. I don't know. Somebody knows what I'm talking about. Put it in the
Hmm.
comments. But I just think it looks really cool. My only issues, I still do like this a lot. I just think the material, the silver material, looks a little cheap. And I would have liked to see something like a little more expensive, like a little more metallic and less plasticky. But overall, I think it's a very good look for her.
I think she looks good. I think my issue comes with this clear, but not really clear. It's more like a white clear hair than against this silver metallic. It just like when her hair is just completely in front of her, you can't really see any of the detail work underneath at all because the colors are so similar. So for me, I wish like the hair had been black or something within the silver, or the bodysuit had all been like black or something to accent the hair. I don't know. There was just something a little bit off in that regard about it, but I do really enjoy this from Dallas. Like you said, Lana, this is what I expected to see from Dallas. So, and I think it's done fairly well.
I would have loved if her hair lit up. Like, because
Oh
I feel
yes.
like those plastic, it reminds me of those rave kind of color
Mm-hmm.
ropes that
Yeah.
and if that was
There's
the
a word
case,
for them.
it's
There's
the
no
LED
word.
lights, the LED lights
Yeah.
things that they do. It
Yeah.
would have been so cool if they were in her ponytail. I would have been like living, but I still live. But it's good. I would give this a 89.
I gave this a 74, a sensible 74.
And I'm gonna give it a 75.
Mm-hmm.
Right above you, David.
Literally.
Organzza. Organzza.
Okay. I have parts of this that I like and parts I'm just like, don't get. Like her hair, everything to me. Everything to me. I love it. Love space buns, love long braids. Uh I don't get the outfit together. I know she's an artsy kind of person and this is the thing because I feel like she and Aquarella with their looks, like the things that don't go together, don't match, and it's supposed to be, you know, weird and just all like the proportions of it is very all over the place for me. But like with Aquarella, when she did it, it was like her thing is her brand is clown realness. That's what she does. That's not her brand, I don't think. But I think her brand is more like artsy, hobo chicish.
Mm.
And I can get behind that actually. The more I talk about it, the more I talk myself into liking it and being okay with it. Because it's like, sure, it's not everything, pieces don't go together, but I think that's the point. And when I feel like somebody is saying the point is not to be matchy matchy, the point is not to have all the stuff in the same proportion, it makes sense. I'm still not a huge fan of it altogether, but I don't hate it as much as I thought I was going to hate it. So it's
Mhm.
okay. It's okay. I love her hair though, and those shades. But that's about it.
Yeah, Lana, I'm glad you were able to talk yourself into liking this, but you weren't able to talk me into liking it. It just doesn't quite work for me. I really, like Lana said, I really love this wig. Like this wig is a top tier wig that I've seen on Drag Race. I just don't like I think the colors of the outfit are part of my issue. Like it's kind of giving me like Starburst Couture. I don't know. But
It
they just,
really is, isn't it?
right.
Yeah.
They just don't go well together for me. I mean, I know they should because they're all warm colors, but it just kind of like hurts my eyes staring at it. And I don't really like the shape of it. However, this is the only time you'll hear me be critical of Organzza this episode because she really has a great episode. But yeah, this was my least favorite of these
Mm.
looks.
I kind of like it. I think my big issue with it is that um, I don't like the orange shirt underneath it. Because I like the yellow kind of like vest moment, and I like the red skirt and the pink tights, and obviously the hair is incredible. But I don't. The shirt is throwing me off because it feels so like professional, and then everything else feels kind of like fun and flirty. Plus, like the orange shirt isn't like kind of see through in the way that the yellow and the red pieces are. So, yeah, I don't. I didn't. Nah. But I love Organzza, so yeah. Scores?
I will give this a 60.
I'm gonna give it a 70. 70. Just 70.
I gave this a 50.
Yeah. Well, it is at this point that Greg comes in, introduces everybody. They find out that just like their first group counterparts, even though they didn't realize there was already a first group, they have no mini challenge, and you're being thrown straight into a music video maxi challenge. Thank God it was a different song. Because if I had to hear the exact same song again, no. Absolutely not. No.
I was worried about that too. But also, like, can we talk about the fact that Greg named both groups, and she named this one the Hot Girls, and the first group was the Good Girls?
Girls.
That's so rude to the first group.
You're good, but they're hot.
You're good. They're hot. Like, you set them up.
This feels like a setup to me, but
right. That's why I felt like the groups were a little lopsided, I think. Because they're like, nah, we're saving the hot girls for group 2.
Right? Like, how dare you? But yeah, so they it is a carbon copy of episode 1. They have to write their verses and then record with Drag Queen and then make choreography. And then there was an emotional moment. And then the runway is the exact same category. And then there's a music video and then they get critique. So that's the whole dang episode. Talk about, David, what moment stood out to you in all of the things I just mentioned?
Okay, so yeah, some things that stood out to me. When they started de-dragging, I thought it was so funny when they're all like, of course, we get the conversation about who's the trade of the season or whatever. And we get Hellena talking once they're all de-dragging, and she's like, they're all ugly. And I'm like, oh, she's that girl. She thinks she's better than everybody else. And then she says, so I'll fit right in because I look ugly too. And I'm like, okay, come on. I thought that was really funny, even if it was shady. No, they were not all ugly. For the record, there were definitely some attractive people here. Other than that, I thought it was a little shady because Shannon was like, Tristan, what's your name again? And Tristan had to tell her name. Like, obviously, she didn't call her Tristan first. She's like, I'm going to have to come up with a nickname for you. That name's too hard to remember. I'm like, what's so hard to remember about Tristan? I was like, are you trying to hurt this girl's feelings already? But yeah, those were the big standouts to me when they were in the workroom. And then they move on to the main or to practice. And honestly, like there was not a lot of standout here. Like I felt like there was more kind of in the workroom drama. There was more issues with the recording. There was more issues with the choreo from the first group. But everything just kind of went fairly smooth in this episode with the girls. So yeah, there was not a whole lot that stood out. I guess one of the only things was that Tristan made me nervous when they were recording their vocals because it was more spoken word than singing or rapping. So I'm like, I don't know if this is going to work. Even Greg seemed a bit concerned. Were you all concerned for Tristan during the recording?
Yeah. I was like, girl, even if there's a way to make spoken word work in that regard. Not the way she did it. Not at all the way she did it.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot to say because
that's fair.
Honestly,
yeah, the only other thing about that part was once Greg found out that Tristan wanted to do some singing at the end, then Greg was like, okay, you're going up there. Now go up and hit this note. Okay, now do this run. And I'm like, girl, you won Queen of the Universe. Tristan did not win Queen of the Universe. Why do you expect her to be able to do all the same runs and have all the same range that you have? Like she was giving her like extremely unrealistic expectations as far as the vocals go. So I was like, that's a little shady. Are you trying to throw her under the bus?
Literally.
I don't think she was doing that. I don't think she was throwing her under the bus. I think she was trying to pull out more potential in Tristan and was like, I want to see how far you can push yourself as a vocal coach. That's your job. And when you're somebody who's trying to pull out Like my vocal coach used to always make us do stuff that I felt like was way out of my range. Like, are you crazy? Like, why are we going this high? This is out of my range. But she was like, if you don't push yourself, you'll never know if you can hit it. So I think Greg was pushing Tristan to see how far she can get it. And when she did it, we got some surprising notes coming out of Tristan that even Tristan didn't know she can hit. So it was kind of, I feel like she was trying to push to see if you could maybe get a and Tristan was like, it was like, okay, not horrible, but just control it. And it was like Greg was like, I just need to figure out what you can do so we can control it. And then we ended up getting a note from Tristan at the end that was actually a good, decent note. So fair. I think Greg was just trying to push her to see what she can get her. Sometimes you got to make people go out of their comfort zone or they'll never do it. And they'll be like, all I can sing is down here. I can do all I can sing is right here. That's as far as I can go. And you'd be like, all right, well, just try. And they'd be like, and then they can hit it. And you'd be like, see, you will never know if you don't try it. So I think that was just
now you're giving me a good idea now. Maybe we should have a special video where we show Greg doing those notes and we have Lana echo them back.
Oh.
Well.
Maybe we should do that if we get enough subscribers. Speaking of which, you should subscribe. Get us to 1,000 followers. We're very close. We're like 100 away. So
if you subscribe, we got some things in the works, and you can control what we do. And when I say we, I mean me, apparently, because everybody wants to see me react to some Drag Race stuff that I don't watch. So Brazil, if you want to see me react to some stuff on Drag Race that I've never seen, hit that subscribe button, get us to 1,000. Because I'm not budging until we hit to 1,000. I'm not budging. I promise you, I'm not doing it. So unless y'all don't want to see it, then don't hit it. But if you want to see it and you want to tell me what to do, get us to 1,000. Because I'm not budging.
Good.
Back to, I think we can
our regularly scheduled
program here.
Yeah. So the only thing left we had before we go to the main stage were two things. We had Shannon shaving her eyebrows, which okay, good for you, girl. You still look good without eyebrows. And then we have the trauma talk, which this must have been Lana's favorite trauma talk ever, because the trauma talk was that they don't really have much trauma. They all have very supportive families, which I was like, oh, this is refreshing.
Like, oh, thank God.
Pretty much all of them were like, yeah, my family supports me. They love what I do. And I was like, this is so cool.
I love that. I want every season of Drag Race where new queens come in and say, my family supports me and they back me up. And we can have less people on there saying, my family disowned me, or my father doesn't care, or my mom is, they hate. I love that. That was one of my favorite parts of this episode. I was like, oh, because once the music started, I was like, oh no,
here
we go with the trauma talk. Here's the Emmy moment, and it's gonna make me cry. And it's 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm watching this, and I don't want to cry at 5 o'clock in the morning when I'm watching this.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh.
Why then?
This is all right. And I was like, well, all right then. And so when they went to the do, I wasn't like, oh gosh, okay, let me get my life together. It was just like, this is lovely. Do. I was like, this is great.
There it is. It's great.
I was like, this is good. I appreciate it. Thank you, Brazil, for not making me cry at 5 a.m.
I think Organzza said it really well. She said that she's privileged because she has a family that supports her. And then she thought about it and she's like, but I don't like that word. Like, that should not be a privilege. Like, privilege implies that it's better than the standard, but that should be the standard.
Exactly.
So I was like, you're right, girl. Come on, Organzza.
Nobody should have to hide who they are and because their family don't support. You just be who you are, and everybody loves them unconditionally. Period.
Exactly.
Period.
So we run to the runway. Cover girl. Okay.
We've got our judging panel with guest judge, choreographer Flavio Verne.
Mm-hmm.
I miss Gretchen.
Mm-hmm.
I miss Gretchen.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna be real honest. I hated this drag queen look.
Me too.
I hated
It wasn't my favorite.
It wasn't my favorite.
It's not good.
I was like, last week was better.
I didn't even love her makeup. Like it looked like she was going for like a doll kind of makeup, but it didn't quite work for me.
Didn't quite work for me either.
It doesn't work at all for me. Bruna, great. Love it. She looked great.
She's perfection anyways. Like
All the
she's
way.
everything.
I am loving her.
I'm obsessed with her, honestly.
Oh, she is so good.
Okay.
The
We'll
other
talk
one's-
about her later, but he was there with his outfit, color, stuff. Moving.
Doo-doo.
Category is the
Dude.
same category as last week.
Dude, David.
Doo-doo. His name's Doo-doo.
His name is Doodoo.
I thought you said dude. I was like, dude.
And apparently he got booed at the premiere parties last week.
As
and
he
I'm kind
fucking
As he
should.
should. As he should, because he was trash talking some unnecessarily. I don't know. Doo-doo. His opinion was doo-doo.
That part. Anyway, category is the same one as last week.
My roots.
Yay.
My roots, my roots, my roots.
My roots. I said my roots. No, I'm done here. First up. Oh no.
Not you forgetting who people are.
Helena.
This is Helena.
no,
This is Helena. No, I thought.
Helena.
No, this is Helena.
Hellena.
Hellena Maldita. Lana.
I like it, even though I don't get it. So I say, give me cultural references, people, because y'all know I don't know all this stuff. And I would appreciate you telling me what it is. I'm sure you probably already know.
I wanted to shout out the comments from the episode 1 video because they did let us know. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I have to go back and read all those comments because I don't think I did yet, but I will. It's been a busy week, people.
Mhm.
But yeah, I love the flower pants.
They're not even pants, they're chaps.
Oh, I
yeah.
kind of live
chaps.
for it. And I'm like, is this a monster with the teeth, the eyes on the boobies?
Think so.
It's so good to me because I'm like, it's giving me a face, and I don't like it's a scary monster face, but I kind of like it. I'm not mad at it. I just like the green with the red roses on the pants. I don't know why the wig is blue. I wish it was green, but other than that, I kind of like it. I don't know why I like it, but I do.
I like it too. I didn't expect her to come out in anything this campy, but it really worked. It's like crisp and like I don't know, very polished camp too, which is pretty refreshing. Like a lot of the things don't look like they would go together, but it still works for me.
Right.
Yeah, like I'm so confused about so much of what's going on.
Right.
But it doesn't matter to me. Like it doesn't hinder it in any way. So yeah, I'm super excited for her on the runway every week. I think she's going to be one of the best on the runway this season.
Okay.
This is very good.
I really enjoy this. I think from what I remember her saying, it was 3 different references to where she's from. Like the headpiece was one, the monster bodysuit was one, and then the grass and the flowers was a different one. I don't ask me what the references were. I
don't okay, that's a boat. Her hair's water.
Yeah, it's a boat, a monster, and then the flower. Yes.
Got it. Okay,
period. I love all of this together, and I think the reason why is it's unified kind of by that black.
Yeah.
The black with the shoulder pads and the glove. Like I really, really enjoy all of that. Because it looks like this monster is like popping out from behind like a bed of roses. Like I think that's really cute. I do agree with you also, David. I didn't expect something this. I'm not necessarily going to say campy. I'm going to say animated.
Yeah.
Out of her. I wasn't expecting something like this. And it makes me very, very excited to see what she continues to do on the season. But I'm very excited for Hellena.
Yeah.
Scores.
I like this. Therefore, I will give it a 92.
Okay. I'm giving it an 81.
I'm going to give it a 90.
Period.
Organzza.
I love this jacket. When she turned around and flared that jacket open, I was like, period, mama, period. Then she gave me the fly girl look with the hat and the jean skirt and the crisscross top with the sparkles all. It was very hip hopish, very artsy hip hop, if that makes sense. Like Erica Badu-ish hip hop outfits. Like it was sexy, it was fly, it was cute. I love her hat. Like I want that hat for myself. I don't know why I love that hat, but I do. I'm obsessed with it. I loved it.
Mhm. Yeah, what I like about this is that she really found a way to marry her own style with something that really shows off her roots. So I thought that she nailed it. Like the cape, like the art on the back of it looks so much better than other things we've seen similar to this. Like
Hmm.
it just looked perfect. And I love the like blocking of the squares to help make that image of the city. It just looked really cool when she showed off that cape, but she still looks so young and so like fresh. And yeah, we're getting that hip hop edge from her. Those nails I love. Of course, the crown hat is amazing. Yeah, this was a huge step up from her entrance look for me.
Hmm.
Yeah, I love this as well. I think the big thing is I'm going to directly compare it to something we saw on the show last week, which was
Betina's.
Bettina.
Yep.
And so comparing them, they both did landscape in a very different way. And I didn't think the cape on Bettina's was bad by any means of the imagination, but here it really integrates in with the rest of the garment. I love that it's all one piece. That's also the jacket, as opposed to just this freestanding like thing. I like that it's way more integrated into the presentation of the garment itself. I love that she did landscape in this way to kind of represent the houses, because I've seen photos of Brazilian landscapes like this before, and this also in a lot of South and Latin American countries. So I immediately recognized, oh, that's something I've seen before. And it did make me like it a little bit more. And I guess that's just me like having a reference for it. But I love the way it's all different multicolored in the back. I love that the whole top is made out of soda can tabs
Oh,
or like beer can tabs. That's what she was saying on the runway, is like the whole
okay.
bralette situation is made of those. And I think that's so cool. And I remember her saying in her Meet the Queens that she does a lot with recycling materials and all that kind of stuff. And I love that. I love all of that kind of fashion stuff. So I love this. Scores.
Yeah. My cup is full.
It's gonna be an 85 for me.
My cup is very full. I love this. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Next up, Tristan Soledade. I'm getting a little bit of Gabriella Labucci into this, and I'm not trying to, but Tristan Soledade.
Tristan Soledade. I want to like this because I do like the flowers. I like the details of everything. I think her makeup is great. I like the headpiece. I just don't know if I like the brown wrap like around the body. It makes her look more square than she has to be. It's it's I don't and I may be missing the reference. If I am, y'all know what to do. Let me know. I will take all of that into consideration and fix it if I need to. But I feel like I don't know what it's supposed to be, but I do like the details of the flowers and the things around it. And I just want more flowers if we're gonna do that. I don't know. I kind of like it, but it's in the middle for me again. It's one of those. I don't hate it, but I don't love it.
I don't love it. Oh, sorry. It is not my turn.
No, it isn't. But that's okay.
My bad.
Yeah, I'll say as soon as I saw the look, and I saw the bodysuit, and especially with the ropes around it, I was like, okay, I get a topographical map from this. And that is what she was going for. The ropes are supposed to be like rivers going around her. So I do like that as a concept. There's a lot about this that I like as a concept. My only thing is that it's not very aesthetically pleasing to my eyes. So I don't know if it was executed as well as it could have been. But I don't know. I still like I don't hate it. I want to show a lot of grace to it because you can tell she put so much thought into this. Maybe too much thought, but yeah, I don't hate it. I'll just say that.
It's not my favorite. I love the concept of this, is what I will say. I love the idea of doing a map in this kind of way with all of it. I think the map idea with the flowers is kind of where it goes a little too far for me. And I do love, I like the floral and I love the whole map piece. I just wish maybe it was one big flower as the headpiece instead of like the crown and the like framing of the flowers. Or the flowers were a little bit more smaller and part of the map detailing as opposed to it's a map with flowers on it. Like that, those don't go together necessarily in the way that I want them to. But I will say once again, this mug is phenomenal. I love the way Tristan does their makeup. So I'm a very big fan of that. Unfortunately, this look just didn't come all the way together for me. So scores.
I would give it a 53.
I'm being generous on this one. I'm going to give it a 69.
Nice. Not far from me. I was going to give it a 70 because the concept and the map bodysuit part itself, I really do enjoy. So,
Agreed.
Next up is Dallas DeVille.
Not what I expected from Dallas DeVille.
Not even close.
I was not expecting this, and I don't even know how to feel about this. I like it. I kind of like it. The more I'm sitting here staring at it, I'm like, are those buildings coming out of her top?
Yeah, they're painted on buildings, I believe.
Yeah.
And, I don't hate it. I kind of like it. I do. I kind of like it. I'm looking at it because I don't. I'm gonna be honest. I don't remember what I thought when it first came out on the runway when I was watching the show. So I'm kind of like really taking it all in right now, and I kind of like it. I'm not mad at it. She looks very pretty. Very pretty. I like the little headpiece thing. It's like it's giving me like maybe the city's around water or it's supposed to be a statue. I don't know. But I like it. I don't know what it is, but I like it.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot to like about this. At first, when she came out and you just saw her kind of covered in the green, and you could see a little bit of like plain fabric below her and behind her, especially. I didn't love it then. Especially the back fabric just did not do anything for me. But I really liked her makeup a lot, and I liked this wig a lot. But I think what really won me over was when she opened up the greenery and she showed like the story of what's going on in the front. And if I remember correctly, she's got all these faces of people. And I hope I'm not getting this wrong. I should have rewatched before I said this. But from what I remember, she said these were victims of violence against LGBTQ people that were murdered, and she's paying homage to them, which I thought that was a beautiful homage. Please correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I really wish I had rewatched so I could be more confident in that. But I do think if that's the case, it's a very, very lovely tribute.
I think I have the same concern and issue with Dallas's look as I did with Tristan's. Honestly, I like the leaf dress, and I like what's going on underneath, and I really don't like them together. I think it's an issue of like the waxiness of the leaves with the fabric that the dress is made of. I don't like them together. I like the idea of the cityscape with the mountain and the faces, and I think that's really cool. This also does nothing for her shape. And as we saw in her entrance, she has a great shape. And I just feel like this just makes her look boxy almost. Like none of this looks flattering on her in the slightest. Not even really the headpiece situation. So I like the individual pieces. I'm not loving them together. So scores.
For me, I will give this a 75.
Yes, I also gave it a 75. And also I think I'm wrong about what the faces were supposed to represent. I think those are people that were displaced with the deforestation of her area, the urbanization process. So, but still, I really respect that as well. But yeah, it's a 75 for me.
I'm gonna give it a 70 as well as I did with Tristan. Shannon, baby.
I'm moving because I want you to do.
I already was.
She did what needed to be done. Yes. I love this look. I love everything about the look. It's very Rio de Janeiro with the cathedrals and it was beautiful. It was a beautiful piece. When she held it out and had the things on it, I was like, oh, that's so good. That's so good. I loved it.
Yeah, I agree. She looked great. Like this was a beautiful gown, a beautiful shape. And Lana, is it just me, or are you getting some mean old lion from that wig? Yes,
the
I'm
Mino
getting
lion from the wig and the makeup because it's like it's going right into it.
Yeah. I'm a mean old lion.
But
Yes.
I'm loving
It's
it.
the Wiz, in case anybody hasn't seen it. But yeah, I thought she looked stunning. And this is just another example of her just slaying this episode. She was so good in this episode.
This is good.
Stunning. Beautiful. Gorgeous.
Keep coming.
Diva.
Mm-hmm.
The moment.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Per.
Scores.
4.
Yeah, this is going to tie Organzza with an 85 for me.
Duh.
Yeah. So good. So good.
Rubi Ocean.
Again, I don't know why I like this, but I do. Everything shouldn't go together, but it does. It doesn't supposed to look right, but I like it. It's something about those petals going out like that with the orange and the pinks and the coming off of that blue. I love this look. I don't know if I like the hair, but I love this look. And then who people more faces on more outfits. I don't know who these faces are, but I like this scarf. But I really like the dress. Like I don't even need the scarf, to be honest. I'm sure the scarf has some meaning behind it, and that's great. But this dress stands alone. This dress is beautiful. and it's three different. I think they were like it's three different things on top of each other, three different monsters, whatever it is. I don't know. I kind of it kind of ate it the way it flares out like that at the neck piece. It's I'm kind of living for this dress.
Yeah, I agree. Like it was so close for me for between Organzza, Shannon and Ruby. Like all of them just really nailed this runway for me. I think I might have liked this better without the scarf because that more left me a little confused and I don't think it matches as well with the colors of the garment. But I really love this dress. Like and when I think about Brazil, like one of the first things I think about are all of the different types of birds in Brazil. And so this is giving me that. I'm getting like I don't know. I don't know. Some sort of parrot. I'm getting toucans. I just love it. Yeah, I think she looks great.
Lana, I'm gonna need you to lean one more time, darling. I'm so sorry. But she did what needed to be done. This entire damn thing, she did what needed to be done in this moment. This is incredible. I love all of it together. The way that it looks, it's giving like a similar vibe to like a totem pole. And I know those are very specific to indigenous cultures, but that sort of stacking situation, I love it. I love the sleeve scarf moment, and the way it hits. It doesn't hit the floor, but it hits so perfectly right there. Scores.
I am going to give this a 99 because I don't like the scarf with it, but other than that, I'm very happy with this look.
Yeah, I'm actually similar to Lana. Like this scarf, I think, is 1 point that I deducted that put her below Organzza and Shannon. This is an 84 for me.
It's full for me. Personally, I really enjoy it.
As you should.
Let's talk about the challenge, the music video to Madrugatas by the Hot Girls.
Okay, I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to rip the Band-Aid off, and I am going to say it. And I'm sorry if the fans don't agree with what I'm going to say, I'm sorry. But I was looking forward to this video because I was looking forward to a step up from last week in that video. I thought this was going to be the video that these girls are just going to get it. It's going to be great. I'm going to enjoy it. That did not happen for me. It was a step up, but merely because we were able to see some group choreography because they were able to piece together a little piece snippets of group choreography, which they couldn't do with the last one. And even then, the choreography was not got by everybody. Some people in this shot completely butchered the choreo. One person had it right, and that's the person who choreographed the thing, the video, if I'm not mistaken. Only one person nailed the choreo. Everybody else was like all over the place. They were like flopping fish out of water. They had no idea what they were doing. I was looking for because I thought this video was going to be way, way better than the last week's video, and it was not that much better. It was smidge better, a smidge better, but it just I was bored. And like I said, I watched this at 5 o'clock in the morning and I had to go back and rewatch it because I fell asleep the first time. And I was like, I am bored with this. It wasn't that great. They looked good, decently, some of them, but still, it wasn't that much better. This whole challenge needs to be thrown away and start over because absolutely not. Don't start off a premiere with a video challenge. Do a girl group, do a talent show, do something else. Don't do a music video for any other drag races that's going to premiere. So don't do a video first week because then you get this. That is my opinion, and I will be quiet. Thank you very much.
Well, I agree. I do think it was better, but not significantly. I think one thing that really helped this group, the Hot Girls, is that they got a nighttime shoot, and the first group had a daytime video. And drag and daytime, they rarely go together unless it's drag bunch, but that's still inside. So I just think that the setting really helped. I also think they look more cohesive as a group with their costumes than the first group did, which is probably another reason why it's good that they didn't have any group choreo in the first group. But for me, overall, I thought this was just okay. There were 3 standouts for me, and they were not the same as the judges. I was a little surprised by some of the judging. But for me, the standouts were clearly Organzza and Shannon. They were my top 2 of this group, but not too far behind them. I actually really liked Hellena in this one.
Me too.
I thought she did really well. She commanded my attention. So when they were telling her that she faded into the background, she didn't for me. There's other people who could have stood to fade in the background because I noticed for the wrong reasons. As far as the other girls go, I'll go through them quickly. Ruby, for me, the big thing that I noticed was how much auto-tuning they did for her verse. And I know Greg talked about how she's not a singer at all, but it just really stood out. Plus, I do wish that her look was better in this. I don't like that wig on her. But then Dallas, I actually liked her verse, but she was the worst for choreo for me. Like, she would just be standing there while everybody else was doing things. Or anytime she was dancing, she was not matching up with them. Her choreo was completely off. And then Tristan, they seemed to really like Tristan, but I just felt she seemed so out of place. Like, her verse and everything she was doing felt like it was in a completely different music video. And it might have worked in a different music video, but it just was kind of an eyesore for me, or an ear sore even, with this group, just because of how out of sync she was, aesthetically and how she sounded. But yeah, that's my thoughts.
Yeah, I think I'm going to echo a lot of what you said, David. Organzza was the clear best in this, by far, no question. And then there's a big gap for me, if I'm being honest. Mm-hmm. And then it's Shannon and Hellena. Because the issue that I have with Shannon was there were many moments where she literally looked over at Organzza and looked at what Organzza was doing.
I did notice that.
And like trying to follow the choreo. And I just think Hellena like knew the choreo, did it well, but she felt like she was marking her performance a little bit. I did not like the dancing from Tristan, Dallas, or Ruby. I didn't. Honestly, I wish we hadn't seen the group choreo. I wish it had been all individual. Because I'm going to be honest, maybe the first group was better. I think song-wise, the second group was better. From what we saw in the music video, I maybe preferred the first group. But I do still think the winner overall, no question, is from this group. I just didn't. The one time they judge in teams, and I don't want them to judge in teams because quite frankly, Naza deserved a spot in the top. And she didn't get it.
Mm-hmm.
So
there's that.
I'm upset about that.
Okay.
As you can probably tell. But that's not what happened. We get the second group girls get their critiques. They go back to the workroom. Wee woo, wee woo, wee woo. And first group girls walk in. And Melusine just straight up walks in and is just like, in this capybara. I'm like, girl, I can't take you seriously in this capybara outfit. Like, you can't be trying to strut down the runway serving cunt in a capybara. Absolutely not, girl. That is not what you're going to be doing here today.
My first thought was like the group of the hot girls, when they saw her coming in first, they were probably like, "Oh, this is my competition."
I know they were like, what was their prompt that they got for the runway?
Oh,
Because
y'all had the same prompt?
we got the same thing, and this is what you came up with. Like, honestly, I would have been like, who let the horses out? I don't know.
Let the capybaras out.
Who let the capybaras out? I don't know. It's just,
And then I think right behind Melu was Diva, and they had to be like, what the
right. Is it farm animals?
Animals.
Is the theme that they got animals? Because
clear?
yeah,
Apparently so.
apparently. But baby, I was like, I mean, she came in trying to stump the runway in that horse outfit. I was like, honey, no, ain't nobody scared of you in that. Ain't nobody scared of you. Ain't nobody.
Yeah.
You ain't intimidating nobody. But
no.
And she just stood there, hand on hip, like,
And what about it?
I was like, girl.
And what about it? I'm a capybara. Fuck you.
And it was funny because Shannon was looking at her like, is this the other group? I was like, it was hilarious.
This is who y'all brought in?
Okay.
All right.
But yeah, they do a little stare down, look at it, and like, and then go hug each other.
Yeah.
So great.
But yeah, so we get everybody on stage for the results, and we find out that the hot girls are the winners of this challenge.
And I did want to take a moment before we get to that part to talk about, is her name Bruna?
Bruna, yeah.
Yes, Bruna. I loved her because she really took her time during critiques to just prop up the Black excellence that we were getting from Shannon and Organzza. And she got so emotional about it. And I was getting emotional too, because like you don't see that on these franchises very often, where a judge will go out of their way to just really prop up and call it for what it is. Like she was acknowledging that they are bringing just such quality for Black queens to this show, and it's something that's needed. And I just like, it really warmed my heart so much and made this whole episode worth it to see her just go out of her way to lavish these praises on these girls who absolutely deserved it. So
for sure, I love to see it. I'm always love to see Black excellence getting the praise that it deserves. Y'all know I always root for everybody Black. That don't change in Brazil. It ain't gonna change in Germany. It ain't gonna change in España. It ain't gonna change nowhere. Everywhere I go, I root for everybody Black.
Yep.
Philippines. Oh, they ain't got none. France.
David.
sorry.
David.
He said what he said.
One day.
No.
I know what he said. I know what he said, and I know why he said it. It didn't get past me. He said what he said.
One day there will be somebody.
No, won't. They won't do it because they'll just paint their face, and then then they'll say we got a Black queen. But I said what I said.
Is that not what you meant, David?
No,
that's what
I thought you meant.
No, I did not think about that.
That's what I thought you meant.
I just meant there are no Black queens on Philippines.
That is a true statement. However, comma. Oh my god. Anyway, we're talking about Brazil.
I was talking about all of them that be doing it. They ain't gonna have no Black queens. They just go paint their face.
Anyway, the hot girls win the challenge, or the top team, which, I mean, I guess if I had to name one team as a winner, I guess it would, I guess.
Sure.
Sure. But Organzza wins.
Because that's Black excellence. And Braga was talking about that before we stopped talking about it. I want to give props to Braga as well, because cute. I was very happy with that. I was very, very happy that she brought that up because, like they said, they don't do that often on these shows. They don't prop up the queens who are not all the time represented. And since this is Brazil's first premiere, this is their first season, I'm glad that they are doing that to maybe it'll be 3 Black queens next season and then 4 Black queens in the following season. We just keep adding more diversity into these casts, period. And Organzza is showing why you should do that because when you put us out there, we show you the excellence that we are. Per.
Yeah.
Because Shannon was right on her heels. Shannon was right on her heels, nipping.
If I had to name a top 3 overall, which I was going to ask both of you as well, my top 3 would have been Organzza, Shannon, and Naza.
Mine too.
I might have Miranda as a third, honestly. I liked her in that first episode.
Okay. Well, that's not what happened.
But yeah, Shannon and Organzza would be my top 2 for sure.
Yeah. So we get a bottom 2. They put Miranda in the bottom 3 for some reason, and I was like, I don't agree with this, but okay, whatever. Our bottom 2 is Diva and Bachina. Which, looking back at the first week's performance, I did agree with.
Are they the 2 oldest queens too?
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure they are. Oh yeah, the only queens over the age of 40. So yes.
Well, Julie.
Yeah, so they are our bottom 2, lip syncing to Bandida by Pablo Vittar, which for anyone that knows the early rumors of Drag Race Brazil, that's a gag to me because the early Drag Race Brazil tea said that Pablo was supposed to host this franchise. And they went against Pablo in favor of Drag Queen. Pablo Vittar is probably the most famous drag queen to come out of South America.
Okay.
So, and was heavily rumored to be the host, and then we got the confirmation of Drag Queen being the host. So it's kind of a gag to me personally that episode 1 they said Pablo Vittar. I loved it though. I love the song choice. The song is beautiful. I thought one half of this lip sync was fine.
I didn't expect this song. I like the song. I wish it was somebody else who performed it because I think 2 other queens would have did the song way more justice than what it was because this was a great song. I was like, hey, pa, 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 pa. I was here for it. I was like, yes. But
like there would have been no reason for them to put like, I don't know, like Naza and Melazine in the bottom. Like there would have been no reason to put the 2 of them. But I would have loved to see it. Because I think they both would have slayed it.
I would have just loved it because the song was so good, and I was like, I've never heard the song before, but it was so good, and it was such a good lip sync song for me. Like you could have did so much with this song. Like it was just giving you instructions. It was like a song telling you what to do, and you don't do it. Hands on my knees, like it was telling you what to do, and then you not doing it. It's like what? No, this song was so good, but. Diva and Bettina just I agree with who won.
Yes.
I agree with who won. I felt like they did a little bit more than somebody else. Miss Diva Moore. I'm sorry. Diva Moore could have gave me more. She was just traipsing around that stage, lifting her skirt up and just swooshing it around. I was like, Diva Moore, give me more. give me more, give me more.
I think we finally have a drag queen who is given a worse drag race lip sync than Jimbo has.
Oh,
Ooh. I mean, she didn't trip. She didn't trip.
She didn't do anything.
I know.
She moved around the stage and like flounced her little skirt and said, I don't know how to move to this song.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it was such an energetic song. And I'll be honest, I don't think either of them brought much energy to it.
No.
But for me, Diva definitely lacked more energy. And I kept noticing she just kept looking at Bettina. Like, I don't know. Usually it's not as noticeable. If queens like are looking and seeing what the other queen is doing, I'm not noticing it as much. But the difference is the times I do notice it, the queen is looking, seeing what they're doing, and then they try to one up them. But Diva wasn't even responding to what she was seeing. She was still doing the same thing. So that was disappointing because I actually really liked Diva in this first episode. There was just something so appealing about her personality that really won me over. Like personality wise, she was probably one of my favorites of this whole group. So I was really hoping she would come and deliver a very strong lip sync, and she just didn't. And it was sad to see.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very glad you have that opinion, David.
But I mean, yeah, I think she was perfectly fine in this episode. She was a lovely human, a lovely person. She just didn't.
The little bit she was in this episode.
Yes, for the little that she was there. And the last episode. The first episode, she was lovely human in the last episode. And I enjoyed her when she was there, but I just felt like she just didn't deliver in this lip sync, and it was her time.
Agreed, sadly.
Sure was. So now everyone's together. Everyone's doing everything together. And next episode isn't design, acting. There's so much Drag Race, y'all. There's so much Drag Race. There's so much Drag Race. So it's a challenge with our 11 remaining girls. Before we go, we do have draft.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm
not ready for this.
I'm not excited about this whatsoever because guess what? Shocker, Lana's already in the lead. So we'll start from the top. How about that? Lana is in the lead with 9 points with a team of Organzza, Tristan, and Aquarella. In second place is Eve with 5 points with a team of Ruby, Naza, and Melusine. David, despite having the queen that was eliminated, is in third place with 4 points with a team of Hellena, Dallas DeVille, and Diva Moore. And I'm currently bringing up the rear with Shannon, Miranda, and Bettina with 2 points.
You still have a good team.
You do.
I think I have a great team, and I'm hopeful that my team is good at everything other than music videos. So, with that being said, thank you so much for joining us for Drag Race Brasil. We will be back next week with episode 3. Make sure to hit all the buttons, all the applicable buttons, except for the dislike. And if you hit the dislike, hit it twice. Make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at The Cut Pod for all of our most up-to-date cut news and our funny moments because we are some funny bitches. While you're down there in the description, following us on all the things, get your merch. Link in the description below. Hello. Come on. Come on. And if you want to follow the 3 of us, you could do that too. If you want to, but you don't have to. You should.
And if you just want to while you're in the following mood and subscribing mood, why you subscribe here first, and then jump over to the Cup TV and subscribe there too. where we talk about everything reality TV. If you like anything reality TV, Big Brother, Survivor, Amazing Race, uh, Project Runway, uh, America's Best Dance Crew, The Challenge, anything. Upcoming, The Mole, upcoming other things. So jump over there and subscribe there. We want to reach the status we get here over there too.
Mhm.
So subscribe. And if you listen to us on Spotify or any of our audio platforms, we appreciate you. Hit all the things to say you support us there too, because we love that.
Yeah. And with that being said, cheers.
Cheers, y'all. Cheers.
Bye-bye now.
Cheers. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye
Bye.
now. Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.